The fight is one that requires all hands on deck. In order to achieve the ambitious target, the experts are advising the involvement of survivors of FGM and other grassroots organizations. In the following report, Gloria Milimu tells us how one such woman from Tana River County is using her experience to help fight the vice and also empower women and girls from the county to claim their right to bodily autonomy. We end our news bulletin with this particular feature, and as we say goodnight, we'll leave you here with it. My name is Eric Latif. Our sign language interpreter is Meresha Awiti. Take a look.
It is yet another gathering that provides a platform for Sadia Hussein, a survivor of female genital mutilation from Tana River County, to address critical issues related to harmful practices that continue to affect women and girls from her community. Her first-hand experience of the impact of female genital mutilation 15 years ago turned her into an ardent anti-FGM crusader and advocate for women and girls' rights.
I was very excited to go through the cut, not because the cut is good, but because I was innocent. As a girl growing up in that community full of stigma, I really also wanted to be like many other girls. When you go to school, they'll talk about cleanliness. You're not clean, you cannot play with us, you know, all that. But again, when I went to the bush, I came to realize that there is no water to wash me. There is no soap. I can't see anything around. So I only see razor blade. So I was asking myself, what is this for? Because they were telling me I'm not clean. I can't play with them. Where is the water to clean me? That's when I felt there is betrayal.
Say no to shedding of blood. A near-death experience during childbirth ignited the desire to break the FGM cycle in her community and use her pain to protect girls and women at risk of undergoing the harmful practice that alters and causes injury to the female genital organ for non-medical reasons.
How to track our performance and meet our personal targets.
The mother of three argues that sensitizing these young ones on the impact of female genital mutilation, among other harmful practices, helps them become more aware of the health risks posed by the practice.
For us, it's about laying a strong foundation of a generation that will be free from all forms of gender-based violence. For us, we are looking at girls who will understand that we are born perfect. We don't have to go through mutilation.
Similarly, Hussein says in cultures where female genital mutilation is entrenched in tradition and social norms like hers, incorporating religious leaders in the sensitization and mentorship exercise that targets schools and community at large plays a critical role in fighting the vice.
We had to use the religious scholar to delink FGM from religion, so that if I save girls, they don't have to be mutilated because they feel they are not pure Muslims. If we go to just purely girls' school, we use the female scholar to speak to the girls because they relate and reason well. If we go to GBV survivors training, just women, we again use the female scholar. But when we go to a congregation, a community sensitization forum, we have to use the male scholar now because of superiority and power dynamics.
Sheikh Abdullahi Haji Gudo, who is also the chairman of the Council of Imams and Preachers of Kenya in Tana River County, has been a key figure in the sensitization exercise that seeks to delink female genital mutilation from Islam.
Hii kazi nimeanza kitambo kuanzia mwaka wa 2000. Hii ni baada ya kuona ya kwamba watu wameanza kusingizia kwamba ukeketaji ni dini, baada ya kuona wasichana wengi wanateseka, akina mama wanakufa wakati wa kujifungua, watoto wanatoa damu kwa wingi, madhara imekuwa kubwa na watu wanasingizia ni dini, ambapo dini haisemi watu wafanye mambo kama yale. Kwa hivyo mwaka wa 2000 ilikuwa ni vigumu kuzungumzia hadharani mambo ya ukeketaji. jamii, wazee, akina mama wanakataa. Kwani mnazungumzia mambo ambayo yanahusu akina mama? Lakini pamoja na challenges kama hiyo, tumeweza kuelimisha akina mama, tumeweza kuelimisha circumcisers wenyewe, na baadhi yao wengi wameacha kufikia saa hizi. Tumeanza kuelimisha wazee ambao ni Council of Elders, tumewaelimisha, tumeelimisha maheadmen, tumeelimisha machiefs, na kwa kuwa serikali pia imesema ni jambo ambalo ni ya kimakosa na wale wenye kufanya wanashtakiwa, basi tumepata at least watu wanaficha saa hizi, na kupitia hapo tumesaidia kueleza pia mashekh na maimamu. Tumewafanyia sensitization, uhamasishaji, tumewaelimisha, na wao pia saa hizi wengi wao wanachukua katika hatua ya mwanzo.
Kila Alhamisi huwa ninatoa mawaidha kila aini kuhusu ukeketaji, kuhusu kuolewa mapema. Haya yote huwa tunaongea, lakini tunashukuru watu wanaanza kupunguza. Hata wale ambayo wanafanya kwa kuogopa, na wengine wameelewa kama haiko kwa dini, wamefahamu.
Through the organization she founded in 2021, Hussein also empowers survivors of female genital mutilation whose determination and zeal to end the practice also stems from their own experiences.
One thing that is my primary goal is to ensure survivors of female genital mutilation are empowered. Reason being, FGM is a direct ticket to child marriage. And child marriage is, of course, a legalized feel. To break that cycle, you have to empower the primary survivor and ensure that they reason beyond humanity. We are targeting 500 GBV survivors, FGM survivors, to be precise. And most of the FGM survivors are also child marriage survivors. And we are looking at an average of 2 girls per survivor. And in this project, we are anticipating at the end of the program, we will have 500 survivors who are willing to say it happened to us, but not to our daughters. And you can imagine, in just one program, we will have 1,000 girls that will never go through FGM. And you can imagine, in just one program, we will have 1,000 girls that will never go through FGM.
24-year-old Maka Abdullah from Tafwik village in Garsen, Tana River County, is one of the women Hussein says she mentored. Abdullah, who is now able to influence families and communities at large through an organization she founded following the mentorship program, is also a survivor of female genital mutilation. On this hot and humid afternoon, she takes up the mantle from her mentor. Armed with the knowledge and awareness on the lifelong impacts of female genital mutilation, she uses this forum that comprises of women from her village to highlight the impact of the vice on women and girls and how they can be part of a movement that protects the next generation from such harmful practices.
Mara kwanza hawajanipenda, but saa hii wakati wameona real things. Kwa sababu hao mama wao wenyewe walikuwa wafugaji na saa hii ni wakulima. So wakaona wao wenyewe wanaweza move kwa project moja kwenda ingine. So ni hapo ndo sasa wakaniamini wakati mimi najikakamua na watetea haki yao. Hata wao walielewa kuwa kumbe ilikuwa kuna dhulma ilikuwa wanafanyiwa na ilikuwa hawajui kama ni dhulma.
Experts say such sensitization exercises are effective in reducing FGM prevalence, a move that has largely contributed to the reduction of cases in Tafwik, according to Abdullah.
Imesaidia sana pakubwa sana kwa sababu wakati cases zina happen zamani kabla sijaanza hii mambo na sensitization ama mambo na hii mentorship, cases zilikuwa zinafanywa but watu hawaniambi. ilikuwa wakinyamaza kwa sababu ilikuwa wanaona hizo cases zenye zina happen ni normal. Wakati tuliwatrain na wakajua kuwa hizi cases zenye zinafanyika kwa community yetu ni haramu kwa upande wa dini na kwa upande wa serikali. Zamani kabla sijaanza kufanya mentorship, wamama hata kuenda public participation ilikuwa hawajui kuongea mbele ya watu, hawezi ongea, wanaona haya. So through hiyo mentorship na hiyo sensitization ilikuwa tumeanzisha na bado sasa tunaendelea, wamama wamekuwa na voice.
With just 6 years left to reach the global target of eliminating FGM, calls to put women-led grassroots organizations at the center of the fight against the harmful practice continues to gain momentum. Whereas Kenya has made progress in the fight against harmful practices like female genital mutilation, experts say counties in the north still lag behind in this fight. And in a bid to remove barriers that hamper this progress, they advise the need to incorporate women and youth-led grassroots organizations in this fight.
It's important that survivors, and those are people who have undergone FGM themselves, be at the forefront in both prevention and also responding to FGM, because as they say, it's the wearer of the shoe who knows where it pinches. So survivors understand the story, they understand the negative effects of FGM, and it's only important that programs such as the ones that we are leading in Tana River engage not just them individually, but also organizations that are formed and are led by them.
According to the Kenya Demographic Health Survey report of 2022, Kenya made progress in the fight against female genital mutilation. The prevalence of FGM, according to the report, declined from 38% in 1998 to 15% in 2022.
When we look at the county-specific data, disaggregation of the data per county, there are counties that have not made any progress, and that is the counties in the north, starting from Mandera, Garissa, Wajir, and a bit of Marsabit. So those counties didn't make any progress, and that is why we have also aligned our response to face these counties. To start asking very difficult questions. Why, when the rest of the country is making progress, why are these counties lagging behind? And that's why we have made a decision to now work with very grassroots organizations. It's one of their own, so they can really have conversations, to really talk about what they think are the real barriers that are making us not see progress.
The report further indicates that since 2014, the percentage of circumcised women who were cut and had flesh removed declined from 87% to 70%, while the percentage of circumcised women sewn closed increased from 9% to 12%. In terms of age, the prevalence increased with age, where 9% of women between the age of 15 and 19, according to the report, have been circumcised, compared to 23% of those between the age of 45 and 29 years. As Kenya joins the rest of the world to mark the International Day of Zero Tolerance for FGM, there is no doubt that the leadership of women and girls, especially survivors of FGM like Hussein and Abdullah, remains key in accelerating the fight against the vice that leaves at least 4.4 million girls globally at risk of FGM.
The wearer of the shoe knows where it pinches the most. FGM happened to us, but not to our daughters. FGM ends with us.
Gloria Milimu, KTN News.